So we're just trying to go live on YouTube. We should be starting off in a bit. All right. That's fine. So we're just trying to go live on YouTube. Okay, so we are we are good to go. Yeah. We of course allow me to recognize our sign language interpreter, Madam Catherine Sidandi. Thank you for making us inclusive. Thank you for doing a wonderful, wonderful job. You're an amazing soul, and I hope that this opens door for you. You guys, if you have an event, please make sure that you're bringing and linking up Catherine Sidandi, so that you can also support other people in growing their skill, so that then people are not left out, and you have an inclusive event. So at this point in time, I will allow Frank to take a couple of minutes to introduce himself, what he does, what his organization does, because unfortunately, again, like I said, my day was one of those, and I need to finish setting up the survey. So Frank, over to you.
So good afternoon, good evening, depending on the part of the world where you are located. My name is Frank Wabali. I do a couple of things. Basically, I work for some companies, and I also work for myself. I work as an employment advisor on a day job as a career advisor and career coaching. And I also run my company, Pathway Solution Services. And basically, we do business coaching, mentoring. We also specifically specialize on e-learning, where we have hundreds and hundreds of courses, where each client can do online the stuff. You can contact me, and basically I can enroll your staff on discount volumes in terms of pricing, as long as you're a member of Atara Solutions, or even if you're not part of Atara Solutions, you may be able to get 10% discount. But if you are with Atara Solutions, you are guaranteed that % discount, and your staff can complete e-learning on different areas: management, leadership, customer service, even things like emotional intelligence. We do have quite massive trainings, and we also deliver training workshops virtually through the Zoom or Google or Team meetings, but everything it has to be booked. Recently, we have started a lot of trainings on Gen AI, and this basically you'll be able to hear me speaking about it, and you'll be able to learn a lot. Apart from that, I have over 25 years experience in range of sectors. I started in procurement and supply chain when I was living in Kenya. And then after that, when I moved, I did a bit of business consultancies. And then when we just living in UK, I stay with my family here with my 2 daughters and my wife. And basically, I do enjoy coaching, mentoring, and training people. So that's more about myself. And the rest you can find on my website. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Frank. I am on question 3. I don't know whether you can.
So
we can do 2.
I can now project my my presentation. So what I would like you to do is the questions that have been sent by Madam Grace, please continue answering them because it's gonna give me that opportunity to know what you know more about this Gen AI. Is a very interesting thing, and I'm sure you'll be able to run massive things. Please put on the chat if you're able to see my presentation, and then I'll be able to move from there. So some of you who have been with Atara for some time, you remember that I spoke a couple of, I think last year or 2 years ago, about in midst of disruptions, because we can't prevent the disruptions that are going on due to technology. And the technology is moving quite fast. And because of that, we have to make sure that we have to be on the side of the technology so that the technology can help us. I'm just trying to put slideshow 1 second. So we have to be on the side of the technology so that it can help us. So even if you are a HRM manager, or you are CEO or chief executive officer, or you are an entrepreneur, technology is gonna help you. And tonight I want just only to specialize on a narrow path on talent pipelining using the Gen AI. For a long time, the human resources managers, they have spent a lot of time filling the vacancies as they fall due, because they do not have staff that are there who can fill the vacancies. And for some of the companies that deal with engineering, they tend to lose quite a lot of manufacturing, because what happens is that the vacancy falls due because the staff have left, or because the staff is sick, or somebody has gone on maternity leave, and then you find yourself, you have to go again and advertise the vacancies. By the time you fill that vacancy, you have lost a lot business-wise, or you have attracted a lot of complaints from the customers. So what do you think as a HRM, as a manager, as a CEO, as a chief operation officer, as an entrepreneur, what do you need to do regarding the talent pipelining and sourcing? And as we speak about this, we are looking what is happening in the landscape. We have staffs that are leaving when a new company is coming. For example, in the case of Kenya, with the president attracting many companies to come and invest in Kenya, many staffs will be looking to get into those multinationals. But then when staff, they leave, do you have a backup plan on how you're gonna fill those vacancies? And even when the staff, some are doing quiet quitting, or waiting just to move to somewhere else. Or even when you have staff that leave naturally because of retirement, or they move because of maternity leave, or they move because of whatever reason, how do you have a plan in place? Gen AI basically is a machine language, as you know, that can help us to fill these vacancies, or can help you as a HR and as a manager to be able to leverage on the technology. As we said, there's a shortage in terms of the talents that can be available. And when you bring the Gen AI, it's going to help you in terms of dealing with this. And I'll let alone show some practicals if the time allows. But let me say this, for those who did not listen amidst of disruption that I spoke 2 years ago, you need to feel it, to listen it from Atara Solutions, and you'll be able to gain a lot of insight, because the technology gonna disrupt a lot. As human resources manager, you need to prepare for it, because it's just a matter of time. If you have 10 human resources in a company, you find your boss just going for only one, because Gen AI will be able to do so much. For the staffs that do the admin job, when the Gen AI is implemented in your company, you may find that maybe only one person will be left just to receive the visitors. One client of mine is now setting up a restaurant whereby the robots using the Gen AI will be able to take the orders, be able to collect the food and bring to the customers. And he already has 100 staffs. So in that case, he does not even need to have those 100 staffs, except the staffs who will be cooking, because through Gen AI and robotic, they will be able to do that. So what I'm trying to impress to you, that the technology gonna solve many business problems, but at the same time, there will be consequences of jobs that will be lost. And therefore, you need to prepare for it for your own benefit. For the...
Frank?
Yes?
I am ready with the poll.
Okay, yeah, put it through. And then we'll give you a couple, maybe 2-3 minutes. Please answer those questions, please. Thank you.
There you go.
It's just basically multiple choice, choose the answers, and there are just 4 questions, please. Thank you.
So question 1 is, how familiar are you with Gen AI and its potential application? You can answer that, and then we can go to question 2 in a bit. How familiar are you with Gen AI and its potential application? All right. We have not familiar taking the day at 53%, Frank.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's good. Then to what extent do you believe Gen AI can enhance scalability of talent pipelining in your organization? We have significant impact taking the day. And then we have, how likely are you to adopt to Gen AI-based tools to improve talent pipelining in the next 2 months? All right. Neutral and likely taking the day. And what are your primary concerns regarding the use of Gen AI in talent pipelining? We have data privacy and security. We have ethical considerations. We have cost of and return on investment, employee resistance to change, integration with existing system, and integration with existing system taking the day. So please keep your poll coming. Take the poll. Take the poll. Frank, are we good?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will end poll. Thank you guys for that. Okay. So stop sharing. Go ahead, Frank.
Okay. Thank you very much for everyone that has participated on this poll. It actually shows that some percentage of people, they don't know, they are not familiar with the Gen AI. Some of the people, they are not sure whether you're going for it. Some people, they have said they don't think it will have an impact with how you do business. And some other people, they think it will have significant importance to your business. Definitely, those who say it will have significant importance and transformation, they are right. Last night, a very major announcement came because Apple company, they did announce that going forward, and they have a big conference going on in San Francisco, they said they are going to adapt the open AI, which is basically the Gen AI, the ChatGPT. And when Apple sets the record, it moves on almost every company. You may be aware as well that Google, they got their own Gen AI called Gemini. I agree with some of you that have said they have problem with ethical issues. A couple of months in the beginning of this year, Gemini, which is owned by Google, they had to pull it out. Why? It was showing that when you use it, it could show Pope as a black person. And we know that Pope is not a black person. It could also show some Nazi people as black people or Asian origin, which is not. So, but obviously they pulled it out, they rectified the problem, and now it's working. So the Gen AI or the artificial intelligence, it also has its own pros and cons, but it's still being trained to adapt and all this kind of thing. I recently became certified as Gen AI, and when I completed the certification course, it drew my my interest more to train other people how to use the Gen AI. And therefore, when I speak about it, I know how important it is. So in terms of the HRM and recruitment, one thing, it will help you on candidate identification. You'll be able to personalize the outreach on how you reach your customers or even your staff when you're recruiting. And it also can help you on automated screening. And it's a very good software, to be honest with you. So I would really say, even if we know that it's going to bring some other problems like loss of jobs, it's a very, very good tool to use. Sometime back, at Tara Solution, they had a speaker who spoke about quitting and not quitting. With AI, you can be able to identify the passive candidates. But the good thing is, with this artificial intelligence or Gen AI, you can be able to tap on the potential of those candidates and be able to keep them ready in case of other staff that are leaving the organization, or even be able to prepare in case they leave, because the AI, Gen AI, will be able to sort out this. Again, leveraging on this power of AI, it makes your organization more proactive, because it is able to not only automate the organization in terms of human resources and other procedures and policies that you have in the organization, but it also makes you being able to boost engagement with the staff. Of course, just like the machine you can see in front of you, the Gen AI is very, very fast in terms of the way it screens the candidates. But let me speak also to the job seekers. For those who are looking for work, make sure you read the job description very clearly, what the employers are looking. Because if your CV or your application will not have what they are looking, and especially the key skills and transferable skills, many of the decisions are being made by the machine language. And I can give an example with here in UK. If you apply a job in Waitrose, which is one of the prime supermarkets, or you apply jobs with Tesco, Morrison, and all that kind of thing, within less than 60 seconds of applying that job, you have already got a very good email saying, sorry, on this occasion, you're not successful. We thank you for taking time. And you're thinking about it. When did the HRM read that email or that application? It is not. It is the machine doing the work. So as you think about AI, AI is able to act like a human being and be able to give you what you want, and sometimes even give you more. And it is able to act very quickly. But there's also that concern on ethical issues or sometimes some biasness. But as you train it more and more, then it ends up improving quite a lot. if we were on a practical class, I would show you on how you can use prompt engineering to be able to train the Gen AI to give you what you're looking for. The other good thing is about enhanced candidate experience, because it's elevating, it is bringing the kind of service that have never been seen before. And this is good for the organization, and it's also good for job seekers. So AI can personalize the communication and streamline your assessment. Build a robust talent pool. Again, you using the Gen AI, you can be able to put the job, tell the Gen AI, this is what I want. I want the candidates who are like this, and I need people who have experience in this number of years, everything that you tell it. And within a couple of seconds or even minutes, it has already done, and you already got what you're looking for. So the next thing is predictive hiring insight. With the Gen AI, it can be able to predict or give you, because it's able to do the HRM metrics more better than the human being. So you can be able to use it to get the data that you need and which your board needs, even for making the decisions and even when you are hiring. Again, faster time to review the vacancies, because Gen AI is tailored in such a way that it's able to think more better than human being and in more quicker manner. But don't forget that even though it is so good the way I'm just explaining, most of the ideas you're the one to give it. It can be able to go through recruitment databases, thousands and thousands of databases, and bring the information to you very quickly. Reduce time to hire. Again, because AI, one thing we said about automated screening, it cuts down the manual time. And this is where most of the jobs are going to go, because if you had so many people who sit down every month, like the way government does, to have a panel that will screen the suitable candidates, you do not have to do that with Gen AI. You only need to give it the job description, and then after that, you tell it what you're looking for, and then from there, it's going to do. You say, acting like a 20 years human resources manager who have 20 years experience, and you're recruiting this number of people, please advise me the candidates that I need to recruit, or what I should be checking, or create metrics using the Excel spreadsheet on what I should be looking for when I'm recruiting. You can even get the CVs, you put it on the Gen AI and tell it, analyze these CVs and advise me the things that, whether these are suitable candidates. And sometimes you tell it, act like a human resources consultant. Please check for me this CV or these CVs or these candidates to check if there are some red flags that I need to know. And it's going to exactly give you that. Improving diversity and inclusion. The Gen AI can be able to give you diverse stuff, because it's like it's not a human being who will have the personal biasness, thinking like I might recruit people from this county or this county. It doesn't work that way. It acts on the suitability to fill the vacancies. But you can get it wrong if you give it wrong data. But once you give it the right information, it's gonna give you inclusive diversity, and it will be able to give you feasibility of representation for the people that you're looking for. So as we talk about scalable talent sourcing, we are talking about leveraging the AI to search and uncover candidates from a vast database, and also being able to pick up even those passive candidates that might be beneficial in case some staffs are leaving, or even to build the candidates that might be suitable for the vacancies that you have, or even being able to dig in the databases, in the job sites of the people that you may need them for your operations. Automated outreach. AI has capability of getting the candidates within a very large and fast environment. Whether it's globally, whether it's locally, the AI will be able to do that. Again, it's also able to use the multi-channel approach and tapping the talents that you need. And it can help you to build a robust pipeline, which is scalable to fill the vacancies as they come in. Continuous candidate engagement. Again, we are finding that Gen AI is able to nurture the candidates, able to automate the candidates, and able to provide the information you need and when you need it. Optimizing recruitment productivity. Gen AI, again, is able to provide the workflow that is integrated within your functions and within your organization, and is able to bring capabilities that have never been seen before. When I'll be finishing this presentation, I'll tell you some of the Gen AI that you can use. Of course, there are many, more than 100 companies now coming up with all sorts of Gen AI, but there are some that are more developed, which can help you to do intelligent job searching and recruitment as well. So integrating Gen AI with automotive applicant tracking system. Because of the way this AI is built and the way it's developing very fast, it can be able to do things that humanly would not have become possible. I'll be showing you later on, for example, in terms of emails. You don't need to have people drafting your emails or crafting your emails or doing most of these admin things, because AI will be able to do this seamlessly and very, very fast. Ethical issues. Obviously, because this Gen AI is developing as we go along, it will have some biasness. And this is what the founders of algorithms that are used by AI are still developing to make it sure that it is watertight. Privacy issues is also another issue, but so far it's going on very well. And also sometimes some decisions, they need a human hand as well. So what you do is once you develop whatever you develop with AI, make sure also you go through, and if there's anything that is not right, make it right. Upscaling the recruiters using the Gen AI is another advantage that we are getting with Gen AI. And that way, it becomes scalable in the sense that when you recruit the employees that you need to keep preparing them for your future and even for your development within your organization, the Gen AI can help you to train them. Obviously, Gen AI uses a lot of prompt engineering. Then how do you measure the Gen AI to make sure that when you're talking to your board, that you're talking about the return in investment? Number one is time to hire. Gen AI is going to help you in terms of how much time you would have spent recruiting. Candidate engagement, because it's able to personalize the outreach and leverage candidate sourcing. Quality of hire, it's able to do better than dealing with recruitment agencies. And now, again, this is also another thing that I need to give you free advice for those who are involved in recruitment agencies, that the quicker you adopt the Gen AI and also the quicker you reinvent your business over a period of time and not very long, you'll be out of business, because Gen AI is able to do for the organizations what you are exactly doing. And let me say this also as well, because as I've been thinking about this, I see this advantage, especially for people in Africa, and especially those based in Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Congo, and Zambia, the countries that speak Swahili. Because so far, Gen AI, they have only been able to spread to about 8 countries, and they have not been able to develop anything in Swahili. So the countries that develop Swahili, because I know Gen AI, they are still looking for people, you may be able to get some opportunities where you can develop the same thing they have developed in English and 8 other languages and develop it in Swahili. Or even those who speak Arabic language. I've not seen Gen AI make tangible development within the Arabic language. You might be able to monetize those two languages and be able to develop something for Gen AI, because they are still looking for some developers that are going to train the machine language, the AI, so that it's able to be able to meet all the requirements of the organizations and individual peoples all over the world. Another thing is Gen AI, you can measure it, is diversity metrics, because it's able to help mitigate the biasness that might be with people when they are recruiting manually. Yeah, it's able to bring more inclusivity. Recruitment productivity through Gen AI, you can be able to do repetitive activities without getting tired, because the machine doesn't get tired. It acts very, very quickly. So in terms of adapting to evolving talent needs, obviously Gen AI will help you to be more responsive to the work planning. You can be able to plan now and plan future, about upscaling and rescaling staff, about agile talent pipelining, building what you need now and in future. For example, again, going back to countries in Africa, with the investments that are coming, with many multinationals coming, who will be requiring a lot of staff to work, using the Gen AI, you can be able to predict. If you hear Microsoft is coming to set itself in Naivasha, you can be able to predict what types of jobs will be there, start upscaling stuff, you start building talent pipelines, so that once the company, they run there and they want people, then you'll be able to provide what is needed. Also, employee branding is another thing that you can do. The other thing you need to think, which some of you during the survey you clearly indicated, is about ethical issues, that there are some things that are going on in terms of regulatory landscape, because you're thinking about understanding when you use the AI in terms of legal and regulatory requirement, how do you meet the data protection? How do you keep the information secure and all that kind of thing? And that's where data privacy issues come in. And also in terms of algorithm bias audits. Sometimes it has confused about male and female in some cases, but the AI is being developed day and night, and therefore some of these biasness can have been addressed and is being addressed. But anything you develop, think about compliance and regulatory issues. Even as the organizations, they increase globally to recruit, obviously rigorous testing and continuous monitoring and transparent auditing is something that AI can address, but occasionally you still have to look what's going on. Collaboration between HR and IT. For you to do scalable talent pipelining, you have to work closely with your IT, because this is not something that's very simple as such. I mean, for some of us that keep using it all the time, it's not a difficult thing, but anybody and everybody can use it anyway. But there must be collaboration between you and IT department. Make sure you align your priorities in terms of knowing what you want out of the AI, and also the responsibility, because it's a teamwork. There will be cross-functional between you and the board, the IT and operation staff. Change management cannot be underestimated. Make sure you prepare, especially the board and the senior management, to understand why you are doing what you are doing in recommending the Gen AI and the advantages it will bring, and where there will be consequences because of loss of jobs, help your board and senior management to think about other responsibilities that those who will be affected can do, because sometimes you may face change resistance at a very early stage when you are adopting this. Data privacy cannot be underestimated because you need to make sure you are safeguarding candidates' information. You have to maintain trust and uphold ethical issues. As I said about the change management, is the issue of establishing shared vision from the board, from the senior management, and also as you go down even to the bottom line and upward circles within the organization, make sure you are preparing your people readiness for the change. And of course, come up with a comprehensive plan. But the good thing is, even before even you do the bottom up or upward, the AI can be able to provide most of the solutions and mitigate and give you the ideas on what to do. When it comes to leadership in pipelining, again, Gen AI, we are finding is a trailblazer because of innovative application and the ideas it brings, which can help to transform your organization. Future threats in Gen AI, enhanced screening, because it is able to do screening and in many languages, but of course it's still developing and is able to do very quick. Predictive hiring analytics, Gen AI, it can anticipate about current and future needs. Personalized job match is also another thing that we are going to see that is going to be doing this many times. As I'm coming to conclusion on this, is that we cannot ignore the Gen AI. And I advise you that Gen AI has so many strands, It's not only in HR, it's there in the engineering, it's there in the education. It's so good in so many ways. It's able to help me, especially myself. I'm able to make almost like between 50 and 100 trainings every week, which was not possible before, because Gen AI is a bit quicker, more than the human being. You can be able to research and be able to develop some good ideas. Of course, we have said it improves candidate experience and it helps you to build your pipeline. And we have said that think about ethical issues even as you move along. Now, examples of some Gen AI that you might think to use for now. As I said, there are more than 100 companies, but the top 8 are as follows. The first one is ChatGPT 3.5. That is free of charge. You do not have to pay anything, but it comes with limited capability. But ChatGPT 4.0, that is fully paid, and that one, it has many capabilities, and it's very fast. Microsoft, they have developed their own called Copilot. But don't forget that Microsoft were involved in ChatGPT, and they work concurrently, but the Copilot belongs to them. Gemini Ultra is developed by Google. And initially it had some problems, but now it's working a bit okay. It's not very bad. And even some of the phones that Google is developing now, they are coming already installed with Gemini. The only problem is they are charging a lot of money when it comes to using the Gemini Gen AI. There's also HiGen. There's also Avatar. For example, Avatar, if say Grace wanted to develop a training and have speakers who are English or white, you can use Avatar, and Avatar will help you to select a white person speaking, training people in a workshop, just like a real person. And many people might not even realize that it's just this Gen AI that is using that technology. Or even myself, when I'm here, if I wanted just to develop some black people to speak in my workshop, I can use avatar and they will be speaking on the workshop. Obviously, this Gen AIs, they are very expensive, especially high Gen and avatar. There's also another one called Rama. There's another one called Perplexity. For those who are involved in research, you may find Perplexity being good for research. Marine is a very good one on emails, and I'm going to show you in a short while. So, having said that, I just want to tell you that I'm doing workshops on Gen AI in different strats, like the future threads on Gen AI, as you can see on your screen there. Gamification in teaching people, because you can use the Gen AI to teach people. Gen AI in recruitment management. Gen AI in HR metrics and analytics. Gen AI in HR productivity. Improving the AI in talent requisition, talent pool management using Gen AI, and talent sourcing using the Gen AI. So if you would like those workshops, you can speak to Grace. Everybody who is in Atala Solutions, you can get some very good discount, and Grace can share my CV, my email to those who want. But before I do that, let me demonstrate how this, especially ChatGPT and Marine, how it works. So I'll ask you to put questions on ChatGPT, on the chat, or you can ask as I'm setting up to show you the Gen AI working in a real environment. And I'll show you the ChatGPT 4 and Marine. Thank you. So
yes, you can. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. You can go ahead. There's some questions here, but I'm sure you probably will get to answer them once you're done to demonstrate. There are quite a number of questions, but please, you're welcome to ask any questions regarding the Gen AI and also regarding just the understanding of the use of AI in talent pipelining. I see there was a question on how you input the data. I think Gen AI also works like what do we call it? It works like ATS. People have to apply on the site. People go. I don't know whether you've seen. We have quite a number of ATS being used by recruiters in Kenya. So you have to apply, load data, and then the person who is using the Gen AI now will use it, click of a button, and it can sieve the CVs. So you don't have to go through all the possible CVs that people have used to apply. And then from there, you can also load a psychometric assessment as well. The psychometric assessment also will help you in shortlisting, so that then you're able to get the right candidate. So there's a lot that you can do using technology. There's I think the same question was asked. So is there a place where I feel qualifications of a person I need? So I think it works the same as, I don't know that you've used ChatGPT, but what happens with AI is you load a JD, for example, of the person you're looking for. Then the machine is able to flip through. I don't know whether you've ever gone to the bank and seen how money is counted. I in my head, that's how AI sounds like. Like when you upload the JD, it goes down the system and collects the people that matches that JD. Then it gives you a summary. So you can go further and be very specific about the kind of person you're looking for. And like I've said, you can also include psychometric assessments in there.
Let me stop you a little bit, please. You see, that's my email, okay? This is using the Marine. So I'm going to tell Marine to draft an email and then see how quick this Gen AI is going to act. You can tell it in an email and you do not even have to compose anything. Sometimes just write ideas and it's going to do it. So I've composed a small information here which I'm going to tell it. I just wanted to do an email. You see, look into it how it is. So I've just write a memo to staff to let them know about redundancy notice. Okay, so I would just put here email. Somebody had asked, how do you put the information? So you just come up with a few ideas, and then after that, you tell it to do. Now see what I'm going to do. I just click here, and then from there is going to do it. You see that, how fast it's coming? And then what will happen is it has already done. Let's say I'm not happy with it. You see where I'm clicking here, improve the writing. So I just tell it, improve the writing. I don't like the way it has done. Okay. Then now what is going to happen, then you scroll down here, then I tell it insert. So it's going to insert in my email. You can see my email here. It has written very good email. I hope this message finds you well. It is with heavy heart that I'm writing today to share some difficult future about our company resource. I want to sincere, it is important. I'm just reading only the first line. I want to take this opportunity in light of these changes you need to support. I understand this is very difficult. If you have any questions, so it does exactly what you want, very quick. That's why I'm saying the staff who do the admin work, some of them, they will end up losing jobs because the Gen AI is able to do quite fast. So as I'm going to chat GPT, continue, Grace.
All right. Thank you, Frank. Somebody's asking, which AI did you use to generate the presentation?
Where I did it both manually and also at the same time I incorporated the gamma.
Because he was saying he was talking about the gamma. Okay.
Yeah, I had to use both. So I'm going to show you the memo that I want the chat GPT to do my memo, where I'm telling the staff that there will be redundancy coming. And then because I want it to do it very nice, sometimes you don't want to hurt emotions of people, but when you use these softwares, they are able to do it very, very nice. Just look what I'm going to do here. Of course, I'm not using the free one. You can still use the free one, but it will not give you a lot. So this is ChatGPT 4. You can see there, you see what I'm going to put and what we are going to get as a result. So you can see for yourself what I've written here, just only a few paragraphs here. And then after that, I'm gonna tell it, write a memo to all staff, okay? So see what is going to happen. Now it's thinking to bring for me what I want. So let's give it time. So it has come up with something. You see it's writing. You see how quick. You see that? Very, very quick. You see that? Very, very quick and very nice. Very, very nice. And you can sometimes tell it, I don't like the way you have written. Let's see what it is going to tell us. I don't like your work. Do it again. So let it think. You see that? Sometimes I tell it, don't be silly, do a nice work, and it's going to act. It doesn't have emotions. See that? So as you can see, it's a very, very good software. sometime back, I asked the ChatGPT, can you tell me why I should visit Kenya? And the ChatGPT came up with Kenya is a free country in terms of visa. I do not have to pay any visa to enter. It's so clever that it can be able to pick up even some details that you really would not have thought. Anyway, ask me the questions.
All right, Frank, I probably have lost, if there were any questions that came in, I've probably lost. We've just had a blackout.
No, there was no question. I was just saying that the ChatGPT and Gen AI is so good such that it acts so quick.
Yes, that's very, very true. So, but there was a question on whether there is Gen AI for sign language.
They are still developing, but they still have certain things that are closely related with people with the eyesight problem, but I've not seen one. But I've seen some that are mimicking that. But the good thing is, as long as somebody is able to type, you can just say mimic somebody who have who is blind or who is like this and need information like this. Like I said something before you came, that I asked ChatGPT, tell me the reasons why I should visit Kenya. And it came up with a message that it wrote a very big message. Kenya is a visa-free country. You do not have to pay the visa. Kenya has very good tourist sites in Mombasa, in Masai Mara. It came up with so many things. It's so dynamic in knowing the information that we need. But I'll research that, Richard, about...
there were a couple of questions.
I was just saying I'll research about the application for the bride and I'll get back to you.
Yes, I think there's one actually in Braille, but it also translates into words. And the most of the questions are how does it work? Like we have to feed it information, or how does it go?
Yes, you have to feed the information to Gen AI. Sometimes you do not even have to give a lot of it. Like, for example, the one we used, Marin, for writing the emails. That one, you only need to write just even bullet points. You can even write in bullet points. I just want you to tell the staff like this, or I want you to write an email to the CEO just talking about this and this. The rest of the things is going to do it. And if you don't like it, you just tell it, can you improve on what you have done? The Richard is asking about the CV. Yes, if you want to have the metrics that you're going to use to assess suitable candidates or even to be able to do candidate screening, as I said, one, you need to give it a job description on what you are looking. And then from there, you tell it to assess. And then you can even be able to tell it, I want the assessment of this job description in form of a Word, in form of a table, or in form of an Excel. Then after that, don't leave that page. Go ahead and say, I'm going to give you some CVs, and I want you to assess these CVs on their suitability. And then it's going to assess those candidates. And then from there, continue with the same message. Don't leave that message, that page. Again, tell me any red flags that I need to know from the above candidates. Then again, it's going to come up with something. However, the only thing it has not been able to do so far, if you put more than 5,000 words, it will not be able to give you the correct answer. You have to start another new message.
Very, 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 very interesting. But Mercy is asking what is the best tool to use in coming up with the organizational chat box?
It depends. You could use the tools, the Gen AIs I had listed there, like the ChatGPT 4.0 is able to do most of those things. And you could use even Merin could be able to do that as well. But any one of those 8, you could try them. But ChatGPT 4, it does most of those things. Yeah, on the question that can either AI tools be incorporated on HRAS, like Babu HR, you can be able to do that. But remember what I said, that before you incorporate it on your systems, first use the ChatGPT to provoke it to tell you what is likely to happen and what you need to prepare for it, and how do you convince the board to accept this. The good thing with it, you can just say, acting like a HR professional, can you tell me how I should implement this? Then it comes up with something. Then from there, you can go ahead and tell it, acting as a HR consultant, I would like to present this information to the board. Tell me what I should tell the board about it. So what I'm trying to say is, or what I'm saying, before you implement on your software systems, just make sure your management and the board, they buy into it, and also spend some time to research any biasness that might have with Gen AI and any regulatory issues that you need to think about it before it happens, before you implement it. Let me show you one more thing here. What I'm trying to say, what I'm saying here. Again, I'm on the ChatGPT. I'm opening a new page here, and then I'm going to tell ChatGPT to do something here. See what I'm going to tell it, because you have to use prompt engineering for it to give you the best thing. So, no, not this one. Let me change this. Give me one second. I give it some prompt engineering, so that it because I know some of you have asked about what the information you have to give to it. So have a look here what I'm going to give. So this is some of the things you can do. Like, you can tell it, like, acting as a talent pipelining consultant, tasks to have a comprehensive study on talent pipelining, development program, advise and recruit talented people who will be able to take the project implementation, propose potential strategies and the solutions. So I've given it that, and then I say, I've told it, I'm telling it, remember to create an excellent database of candidates that can fill the vacancies, the job vacancies, vacancies in the HR department, HRM department. Required 10 candidates with suitable experience. So I've already given it, and then let's see what it brings. So now it is thinking, and then it's gonna come up with something. So it is developing, It is telling me about the challenges that might be there. And the same thing with the person who asked about RIS implementation with application talent tracking. So you need first to pre-test everything in the ChatGPT so that you know what will be the challenges that will be there. So as you can see, this is what it has given me. So it has come up with the case for talent program, the key elements there, the context, the challenges that might be there, talent scarcity when implementing talent pipelining, retention issues, skills gap, diverse needs, and all that kind of thing, employment, retention, and it explains everything. Then the lessons learned, they are there. Then what I'm going to do using prompt engineering, I'm going to tell it, can you prepare the above information in an Excel table for presenting to the board, and justify your answer, justify your solutions. So see what is going to happen. So now it is analyzing what I've just said, and it's going to come up with something. Obviously, there are so many workshops that are related on this Gen AI. I'm not expecting you to master it within the first day, but I'm just showing you this so that you understand how the Gen AI works. So you see, now it is acting on what I've said, and is going to justify whatever I've asked it to do. Now, if you think about it, if we were to use a human person to do this, it won't be possible within a very short time. Okay, so so you see, it has developed a table for me here. The table is here with the things that I asked it to do. You see, so I'm going to ask it, can you give me approximate budget for implementing talent pipelining in UK POUD. So so we're gonna ask it to do that. So you can see that. Hello?
Yes, Frank. Yeah, we can see that. Thank you. I think
yeah,
in the
so
interest of time, we can move on. It's already 9:20.
oh, sorry. My apologies. So thank you. Yeah. Okay, thank you. So any question?
Yeah, so I think, and Richard was asking, which means it can't shortlist from the many CVs. And I think what we are saying is it can shortlist if you ask it to. So anything Gen AI, you, like Frank has said, you need to prompt it.
Yeah, it
You
does.
have to prompt it to give you what you're looking for. It won't just happen. So probably Just go ahead. Can you hear me?
Is it me? Yeah. So the only thing you need to do is just give it parameter. So you put the job description, you come up with the parameters of what you are looking for, and then the Gen AI is going to do the rest. And you do this before even you advertise the position. If you want to remove any biasness, make sure you put the job description to the Gen AI, and then let it analyze and come up with the candidates you're looking for. Tell it to develop the parameters that you'll be assessing the suitable candidates. And then once everything is agreed, then from there, tell it to recruit for you.
All right. So I think that sums it up. And probably, Frank, at this point in time, you can give us a parting shot.
So my parting shot is basically to survive in the time we are living for Gen AI. You must innovate, and you must adapt, and you must become agile and appreciate that time for change has come. If you don't, you're gonna die a quick death in a slow cooker. Thank you.
Thank you. And I think it's also important to note that the rise of technology is what is making sure that I think we are told that in the next 1 year, one of the most needed skills will be critical thinking, because AI makes you not think. So critical thinking will become a very, very sought after skill, so that then you can have the chat, the AI also the ability to think for yourself on that. So thank you very much, Frank. As always, that was very insightful and quite interesting. And I like that it's a challenge to us to actually start adopting technology. And I like what Becky has said: innovate, adapt, become agile. That is a summary of what Frank has said. So, Frank, we really appreciate your partnership. Thank you very much for also making sure that we are staying updated. Yes, you will die slow in a slow cooker if you do not change. So I think that was very, very insightful. And I think we all have takeaways and also ways to do. You can also, as HR, maybe you can also support your grading their skills, so that then instead of being jobless, then they can also become useful. Maybe they can go for data analytics. They can be able to do other things or other be able to look at things in a different way than they're used to. Amina says critical thinking will be history in as much as Chat GPT 4.2. Sometimes not everything is document oriented. Yeah, you'll have a problem that a document will not solve for you. So you'll still need your brain to actually work. So that's what I'm referring to. So thank you very much, Frank, and thank you.
And Grace, if you allow me on that point, what it is after you have generated everything using ChatGPT, then you go to the last point within Gen AI and say, act like a human being, make the decision. And then that's why you now make the decision as a human rather than allowing the machine to make a decision for you. But being critical, creative, and innovativeness cannot be understated. Grace, over to you. Grace, over to you, or anybody who want to ask the question. I think Grace has stuck, her screen has stuck.
Absolutely. So I think we will need all. Thank you very much for. Somebody was asking whether we share. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah, go ahead. Hello, Grace. Hello, Grace. I'm hearing you. If it's about the presentation, I'm not sharing the
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay, yeah, I like yeah, so we shared screens, so whoever wants to review, you can go on the recording and you'll be able to see that. And yes, we shall be able to understand. And also, if you need to get in touch with Frank, please reach out and I'll be able to share with you his email address and you can continue the conversation going forward. Of course, if you want to take advantage of the trainings by Pathway Solutions, we'll be happy to link you up and then you can, of course, get the discounts that are promised to the Atara Solutions audience. So thank you very much. Yes, and Frank says if your organization needs him, please inbox him. And Jacinta shared our WhatsApp group. If you wish to know what else is coming up on Get It Right to the Tara Solutions, please get in coming up next. Yeah, asanteni sana. We are not going to cut on. So thank you. Yeah, so my internet is really doing me a number. So I would just want to say thank you very much for your time, and we shall see you next Tuesday, same time, same place, as we tackle yet another topic. And to you, Frank, asante sana, may God bless you, and we look forward to more interactions. Everyone, Catherine Sidandi, asante sana, thank you for your partnership as well. We appreciate you, and thanks for making us inclusive. And to you, our audience, asanteni sana, have yourselves a lovely, lovely evening. Good night.
Good night. Thank you very much. Somebody, Grace, was asking about my email. I'll put it here anyway.
Okay. Share your email, Vicky Mborogo.
My email is frank@pathwayssolutionsservices.co.uk, and remember it has 2 S at the beginning, but I've put it there. So it's frank@pathways with the double S O LUTIONS. Sorry, I've repeated S for services twice. Yeah, exactly that. But you can also use the emails on the website to get in touch with me as well. Or you can go through Grace. Thank you.
Asante sana. I hope you're able to screenshot the email address for further conversations. And in case you are not able to get in touch with me, the email that sent you the link to join, grace@atarasolutions.co.ke is my email address. And I'll be able to link you up with Frank.
Yeah, I like that. Merci beaucoup.
Richard, thank you. Sawa, sawa. All righty, good night.
Okay, good night, everyone, and thank you, and God bless. Thank you.